His first identifying characteristic when you met him in 2003 was obviously the dreads, the guy with the dreads, and that's how he was referred to.
We had been looking for a director for what was going to become CUNY Prep, and we weren't having a lot of luck in terms of the candidates who were coming up with. And I guess it was probably both Mia and I who interviewed Derek together the first time. I knew almost immediately that we had come across someone who was very, very different.
He's not a huge, imposing guy, but with his dreadlocks and confidence, he was both interesting and cool. There was something about him that struck me that I knew he would be able to do this.
He's a person that when you meet him, once he's committed to something, you say, oh, it's going to happen. And that was kind of the way I was very glad he was sitting in the room with me at 80th Street, and the two of us looking down at all these papers and all these resumes, and I thought, okay, it's going to happen. We kind of kept laughing because I said, you sure? And he was like, yeah, I'm sure. And we really didn't have a lot of time. I think Derek came on in July, and we launched by October. And we had to get teachers on board and try to have them trained.
He had almost like a glow. He was so passionate about the school and about his job and about the team he was building. I was just drawn right in.
I mean, the first year that the school was in operation was a very challenging year. And I think Derek really proved to be especially good at being willing to recognize things that needed to be fixed, okay, that he needed to kind of move in a different direction. And some of those were very, very difficult decisions. Really, Derek kind of grew into himself in some ways as he kind of molded and shaped CUNY Prep into being something that became more and more substantial and powerful.
He said to me, so why do you think students leave school? And I kind of went through my textbook answers of problems at home and pregnancy and everything. And he said, did you ever think they choose to leave? And I thought, this is who I want to work for.
It was in that crazy first year teaching over at CUNY in the concourse. We were still figuring out so much, and it was such a rough year. So I come in one morning and I burst into tears. School hasn't even started yet. I'm already crying. And I turn the corner and there's Mr. Griffith. And this man was my boss. And all I was thinking was, he is gonna so fire me. And instead, what happened was he just walked up to me. He threw his arms around me. I just remember sort of blubbering, I'm sorry. And he said, no, it's wonderful. You're stepping out of yourself. That's what's happening. You're stepping out of yourself. It's wonderful. And he sort of shepherded me into his office, and we had a really nice heart-to-heart. And I settled down, and I just felt so supported in that moment. And knew I was working for the person that was changing my life.
'Cause you've got personality, walk with personality, talk.
We gonna walk in the front door?
Don't they require t-shirts?
I don't know, it's a little late for that. Mr. Griffith is probably the biggest person I know in the smallest body.
He's a little guy with a big, attitude.
I used to be real skinny. Like about 100 now. And yeah, they used to call me Little Ethiopia. No, it's not funny, thank you.
He's so fun, he will always make you laugh, but don't play with him because he be serious.
Everybody was required to declare on admission whether you're a member of a gang. If you did not do that, and we find out, you will be expelled.
When I first met him, the first thing I said was, he is one corny little person.
We want you to be the cool dude. We want you to be the fly mommy.
Throughout the days, it kind of proved me wrong. He's a cool person. He's fun. He'll make you feel good even on your worst days. And he gives people a great opportunity to move on in life.
Here's your opportunity. Here is your chance of a lifetime.
Dedicated, caring.
So I was actually trying to, I don't know why I'm getting so emotional right now. Whoa. All right, so here's the deal, okay? First of all, I want to, yes, give me a hug.
He's quite emotional in some ways. It's easy to touch him, to get, kind of under his skin in a good way. I think in some ways that is part of what makes him into an even more effective, school leader.
We are basically good cop, bad cop. All right, why don't you guys move up there? A lot of the times he'll tell the students, well, you have to ask Kristen back. But he usually says that when I think the answer is supposed to be no.
Intuitive, Theatrical.
They halfway down the knees, so you gotta walk like this. I don't understand it for the life of me.
He's so dynamic. He's so charismatic.
11 weeks to college. 11 weeks to college. Oh my God.
He is charismatic, and he walks into a room and you feel his presence.
11 weeks. All you got is 11 weeks.
But in some ways, as good as that characteristic is, it's less important than his intelligence, his decency, his passion for his work, and his absolute relentless commitment to the well-being of young people.
He's ridiculously observant and perceptive.
Without social studies, there would be no science and technology.
He has that special, unique ability to see right into you.
Yes, you could reproduce the cultural values that are necessary for societies to exist, okay? That's what we did. Hi, Davey. Good morning.
And he reads people very well.
Grif is very straightforward, very honest, blunt, sometimes a bit over the top.
Mathematics! Yeah! Mathematics!
He's fast. He's always moving around very fast.
We ready? Are we ready? Okay, because we're moving on now, okay? Am I going too fast?
Mr. Grif is always coming from different directions with things.
I was trying to get Mark's attention.
So he's one of them people that's really hard to keep up with.
He's a visionary. He's a true visionary.
Second, resilience theory.
I mean, you read about people like him, you know, and you don't really think they exist. I grew up around artists and creative people, and I really feel like that's what Derek is in his soul, you know. His vision and his creativity comes out in this way through education.
He's a researcher, and he studied.
Okay. And through being able to see beyond what most people see when they look at our students.
Yes, he's an anthropologist of education. Write this down.
What he believes and what he envisions, he actually puts into practice and has a lot of integrity with it.
I take it very seriously when other people try to oppress somebody else because of something that they are. You have the right to be you, and you are protected in this schoolhouse.